In the last video, we saw how Jacob received Isaac's birthright blessing as a result of Rebekah's plan, how Esau hated him because of this and wanted to kill him, and how Jacob fled to his uncle Laban in Haran on his mother's advice. Today, the story continues. Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran. When the sun had set, he settled down for the night at a certain place. He used a stone as a pillow and lay down to sleep. During the night, he had a dream. He saw a ladder that was set up on the earth, and its top reached to heaven. Angels of God were ascending and descending on it. At the top stood the Lord, who said, "I am the Lord God of Abraham, your father, and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie I will give to you and your descendants. Also your descendants shall be as the dust of the earth. You shall spread abroad to the west and the east, to the north and the south. And in you and in your seed all the families of the earth shall be blessed. Behold, I am with you, and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. For I will not leave you until I have done what I have spoken to you." Jacob awoke from his sleep and was afraid. "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it? How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven." Then Jacob rose early in the morning and took the stone that he had put at his head, set it up as a pillar, and poured oil on top of it. And he called the name of that place Bethel, which means house of God. It had previously been called Luz. And Jacob made a vow, saying, "If God will be with me and keep me in this way that I am going, and give me bread to eat and clothing to put on, so that I come back to my father's house in peace, then the Lord shall be my God. And this stone, which I have set as a pillar, shall be God's house. And of all that you give me, I will surely give a tenth to you." So Jacob went on his journey and went on toward the east until he came to a well in the field of Mizar, which is in the south of the land of Canaan, at the place where Laban's servants were. Jacob asked the men, "My brethren, where are you from?" "We are from Haran," they replied. "Do you know Laban, the son of Nahor?" he asked. "Yes, we know him." "Is he well?" Jacob asked. "He is well. And look, his daughter Rachel is coming with the sheep." When Jacob saw Rachel, he removed the stone from the well so that the animals could drink. Then he kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. He told her that he was a relative, a son of Rebekah, Laban's sister. Rachel ran home and told her father. Laban hurried to meet Jacob, embraced and kissed him, and brought him into his house. Jacob told him everything that had happened. And Laban said, "Surely you are my bone and my flesh." Jacob stayed with him for a month. Then Laban said, "Because you are my relative, should you therefore serve me for nothing? Tell me, what should your wages be?" However, Laban had 2 daughters. The older was named Leah, and the younger was named Rachel. Leah had weak eyes, but Rachel was beautiful in form and appearance. Jacob loved Rachel and said, "I will serve you 7 years for your younger daughter Rachel." Laban replied, "It is better that I give her to you than that I should give her to another man. Stay with me." And so Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed only a few days to him because of the love he had for her. When the time was up, Jacob said, "Now give me my wife, for my time is fulfilled." Laban arranged a great feast, but on the wedding night he did not give him Rachel, but Leah. It is likely that she was veiled, for Jacob did not notice until morning. Jacob slept with her. "What is this you have done to me? Was it not for Rachel that I served you? Why then have you deceived me?" he asked Laban. Laban replied, "It is not our custom here to give the younger daughter in marriage before the older one. Finish this daughter's bridal week. Then we will give you the younger one also, in return for another 7 years of work." And Jacob did so. He finished the week with Leah, and then Laban gave him his daughter Rachel to be his wife as well. But Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah, and he also slept with Rachel. Laban gave Leah his maid Zilpah, and Rachel received Bilhah as her maid. And Jacob served Laban for 7 more years. But the Lord saw that Leah was unloved, and he opened her womb. Rachel, however, remained barren. Leah bore Jacob 4 sons, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Rachel envied her sister and said to Jacob, "Give me children, or else I die." But Jacob became very angry with Rachel and said, "Am I in the place of God who has kept you from having children?" Then Rachel said, "Here is Bilhah, my servant. Sleep with her so that she can bear children for me, and I too can build a family through her." Jacob took Bilhah as a concubine, and she bore him 2 sons, Dan and Naphtali. But Leah also gave him her maid Zilpah, who bore him 2 additional sons, Gad and Asher. Later Leah gave birth again, Issachar, Zebulun, and a daughter Dinah. Then God remembered Rachel, and God listened to her and opened her womb. She became pregnant and bore a son. She said, "God has taken away my disgrace," and she named him Joseph. But God by no means approved this course of events. Although it was customary in those days for a man to have several wives or concubines, it was the way of man, not the way that God had intended for man. Later, Jacob himself had to recognize how much suffering these many relationships brought him. The jealousy between the women, the competition for his affection, and the tensions among the children led to deep divisions in his family. It was not God's will, and it brought no blessing. When Jacob was at the end of his life, he himself confessed, "The days of my life have been few and difficult." But despite all human weakness, God remained faithful to his plan of promise. After Joseph was born, Jacob said to Laban, "Let me go. I want to return to my own homeland. Give me my wives and my children for whom I have served you, and let me go, for you know my service which I have done for you." But Laban replied, "Please stay if I have found favor in your eyes, for I have learned by experience that the Lord has blessed me for your sake. Name me your wages, and I will give it." Jacob said, "You know how I have served you, and how your livestock has been with me. For what you had before I came was little, and it has increased to a great amount. The Lord has blessed you since my coming, and now, when shall I also provide for my own house?" Laban said, "What shall I give you?" Jacob replied, "You shall give me nothing, if you will only grant me this. I will go through your flock and remove all the speckled and spotted animals for myself. By this you will know that I have been righteous." Laban agreed. But that same day he removed all the speckled and spotted animals and gave them to his sons, while Jacob tended the rest of the flock. Jacob took fresh branches of poplar, almond, and chestnut trees, peeled them into strips, and placed them in the troughs where the animals drank, so that they saw them when they mated. And indeed the animals gave birth to speckled and spotted young. He made the strong animals mate in front of these rods, but not the weak ones. So the strong animals became Jacob's property, and Laban's flock grew weaker, and Jacob became extremely rich. He had large flocks, male and female servants, camels and donkeys.